Okay, let's get started. Thank you for coming to our FastCMA training. This is going to be a very quick, fast-paced training that should take 5 to 10 minutes. Uh, so FastCMA is a new product that allows you to enter any address and pull a CMA on it, and it's very quick. You can probably get it done, pull a CMA within about 5 seconds, and analyze it in 2 to 3 minutes with our screen. So 3 steps. The first step is you want to enter the address here. So let's just pick 5704 Lemon Avenue. So you see it auto fills for you, and now you can click lookup. So that's the first step. Step one, enter the address. Now, it has found it and it has mapped it on Google Maps. The next thing you need to do is to provide it with some information about this one particular property so we can do some quick intelligence, artificial intelligence, to run the CMA. So what we need to provide is year built and square footage. And the asking price, if you have it, put it there, or the other way is just to kind of put, hey, this is what I think it could be worth. Okay, but the really important part is the year built and square footage. So let's just pretend this house is 19 built in 1990 and it's 2,000 square feet. And the person who brings you the deal is asking for $250,000. Okay, so you punch all this in. On the right side is where you can select your parameters for your universe. So recency is how many you want to look at the sold transactions of how many days ago. Okay, some people want 90 days, some people want 180 days, which is 6 months. I'm going to stay with 180 days. Distance, I want to only, you don't want to go too far from the actual property. So, 1 mile is a pretty good way to get started. Maybe we want 0.5 mile, half a mile radius. And plus minus 20% in square footage is pretty standard. And plus minus 10 years is also pretty standard, unless you're looking for some really old houses. Maybe you want to relax it a little bit. But these are the standard numbers that you want to use: plus minus 20%, plus minus 10 in year built, in a standard case, in a general case. So that's it. All you need to do now is you can hit run CMA. But what I usually would do is to use this count function, because it's going to tell me how many comps there are when I set up all these parameters. So let's click on that. It's really quick. And look, it says comparables not found. What it means is that when we're talking about this particular property, there are no properties that fit this criteria. So sometimes we need to relax it a little bit. Let's relax it to 360 days and 1 mile in radius, and we can count again. So now it has found 2 sold comps and no lease, no active. What that usually means, typically for a good CMA, you want a high quality CMA, you usually need 3 to 4 high quality comps. So 2 is not really gonna cut it. It's good to kind of have that number, but you probably want to relax something a little more. So in this case, I'm just gonna do plus minus 20 years just to see what happens. Okay. Typically, again, you want plus and minus 10 years in year built. So now that I relaxed the criteria a little more, now I'm looking at 5 sold comps. So that looks pretty good, and now I can hit run CMA. And that's it. So it's going to pull all the information and all the pictures and all the properties of all the comps, and now we can analyze it. Okay. Now we're down at the analysis of a particular CMA. I'm not going to go too much in depth about how to analyze deals, but I want to show you the function of what all the information you get from this screen. It's very similar to MLS Deal Finder, right? You can see that we're looking at sold comps right now, and we're looking at the data view. Okay, so everything is tabulated. The first one is your subject property. This is the house on 5704 Lemon Avenue, and it's got all this information that I entered in here earlier. These 5 properties are the sold transactions in the area with the parameters that we entered earlier. And you can see a couple of things. First of all, you can see if you hover your mouse over number 1, you can see the remarks of all the comps. Okay. You can also see the D is distance. So you can see how far they are. So all of these are more than half a mile away. In fact, they're pretty close to, 3/4 of a mile, and this one's about a mile away in this CMA. If you hover your mouse over anything that has an underline, you can see more information. So like right here, you can see the address of the property, how many days each of these comps have been on the market before it was sold. This was sold on the same day on market 0. This one has a different address, and so on and so forth. Recency in this column tells us how many days ago the property was sold. So this property was sold in 270 days ago. This one is 161 days ago, and so on and so forth. So all this is going to help you make your decision on whether each of these is a good comp. And if you don't like one of the comps, you can uncheck any of these check marks, click recalculate CMA, and it'll redo an estimated price for you. So right there, I unselected number 4, and now the estimated price is $319,000. Okay. Anything, like I said, anything that has underline, you can see more information, like the school name, school district, the list price, sold price, all kinds of information. And of course, these are very important information too. Square footage, price per square footage, bedroom, bathroom, and so on and so forth. So that's the data view. You also want to look at the map view, right? So the computer is really good with analyzing data and organizing it, but sometimes you want to make sure that you don't choose a comp that's on the other side of a big freeway, for example. Like in this case, number 5, you don't want to use it. Okay. And the other thing is you can also use the street view and drag the guy over here, and you can see the neighborhood. You can see what the house looks like and what the neighborhood looks like. So that's the map view. You also have the photo view. The photo view will tabulate all the pictures all on the same page, and it's going to allow you to scan the pictures very quickly. Okay, give you an idea of what each comp looks like, so you also know how much work you need to put in this subject property to extract your discount. You see some of the pictures looks like it got cut off here. All you need to do is use your right arrow, and you can move the scroller to the right, and you can see more pictures. So this is a really good interface, because you just need to hover your mouse over each of the pictures, and it will pop up. That will give you a really quick way to scan and understand the condition of the property, and you can make a decision. And finally, there is a stat. So this is the statistical view of the comps that are pulled in the area. For those who are curious, who are data buffs, these are some data that you want to look at. Okay, so that's a sold comp. You can also look at active comp, lease comp, and non-active. And that's it. So like I said, about 5 seconds to use the FastCMA screen to create the CMA. When you're really, really good at analyzing deals, it's going to take you 2-3 minutes to analyze and come up with a very, very good estimated price. And that's your valuation for after repair value.